today I decided to invite two of the biggest doctors when it comes to hair loss, Dr. Ronaghi and Dr. Mehr. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having us.
Welcome to the Megan Pormer Show, and thank you for helping us all with this big issue. So tell me, how does hair loss even happen?
So Megan, I am so sorry to hear about your story. That's traumatic. It sounds traumatic.
And you know, as a woman, we hold big pride in having beautiful hair, and I was miserable, not gonna lie. I didn't want anyone to come too close to me. I was always walking around like this. I was always trying to hide it because it was such a big spot. I couldn't even hide it.
Yeah.
I couldn't hide it with anything.
Especially because for women, it's such a source of our youth and our beauty and our power. I mean, even lions have a mane.
I know,
and,
right?
It's are you kidding me? How can we lose our hair? So I'm so sorry to hear about that. It's definitely not the most common way that we lose hair. So.
I know, but it made me start sympathizing with everyone who's dealing with this issue. It's a big issue. I know all men out there, a lot of them, they're dealing with even in their early 20s, they're dealing with, thinning hair and hair loss, and women after pregnancy and when they hit menopause. I know it's a very, very upsetting issue for all of them. Thanks to you guys, and thanks to companies like HairMax for, coming up with a solution. So what is the main reason for hair loss?
So the most common cause of hair loss is androgenetic alopecia.
Okay.
Androgenetic alopecia in males presents itself by receding hairlines, thinning of the mid-scalp, and thinning of the vertex. In females, it presents itself by thinning of the temple area and generalized.
This area, right?
Yeah, exactly. And a generalized thinning of the scalp.
Oh, wow.
And so as we age, our hair follicles become thinner and weaker, and that's called miniaturization. Thanks to HairMax products, that helps to reverse that process.
So it's best to use it as early as possible versus waiting.
Right.
Do you think HairMax can be a preventative device when it comes to hair loss?
Absolutely.
Okay.
HairMax would be a preventative device when it comes to hair loss.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what about hair loss in females? Do you deal with a lot of that?
Oh my gosh, so much. And so just like you, I lost a ton of my hair. I was actually diagnosed with something called Hashimoto's thyroiditis. And so it's an autoimmune thyroid disorder where you get extreme thinning of your hair. And then, as you were mentioning, I had 2 kids and then went through that whole trauma of losing hair after childbirth, but it never came back. And I was devastated. And I know as a functional dermatologist that specializes in natural solutions for people's skin and hair health, most of everything out there was anti-androgens, anti-hormones. And I didn't want that for myself.
Right.
I wanted a natural solution, and that's where I discovered HairMax. It has had so many published studies in the literature about, bringing the hair back in a natural, safe, and effective way. And the best part for me is that at the end of the day, as a busy doctor mom that runs her own practice, I could just wear the cap 15 minutes every other day on my way to work.
Wow. So how does it work? Well, I know how it works. I literally just put it on my head and it goes to work. But, okay, so let's start with this one, right? So I always use this one when I'm on the go because this one is I just put it on, it's so fast, it doesn't mess with my hair. But then I actually use the cap every time I'm driving because that one is cordless. I think it's the only cordless hair loss device in the world. And I use it, I put it on, I go about my business. So how does it work? How does the technology work?
So the technology works based on photobiosimulation.
Okay.
And that basically means it's just like when the sun hits the plants, it starts rejuvenating the plants. It's the same concept. So when the LED laser lights hit the follicles when you're wearing the cap, it rejuvenates the hair follicles, brings more oxygen to the hair follicles, and just more nutrition. And as a result, you'll have a nicer, fuller hair.
Wow, I love that. And then what is the difference between all of these devices? So we have 3 different types. We have this one, we have the headband. So what is the difference?
So this device here is basically the same one as you're wearing, and it's the 82 HairMax hairband.
Okay. Yeah. What does it do?
So the one thing I love about that one is, especially for girls, we sometimes get our hair done, and like you, I use it on my drive to work.
Right.
So I love the fact that the combs separate the hairs, so it actually lets the laser light get into the scalp.
Like this.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
you're
so
right, it's like a comb.
exactly. And so the beauty of it with the photobiostimulation is that it allows oxygen and nutrition to actually bathe that hair follicle. And instead of thinning and miniaturizing, it sort of strengthens the hair and brings it deeper into the skin, which is
Okay.
similar to like a tree and landscaping.
Oh, wow.
When you have good plumbing, you basically have a very nice, hardy, thick trunk, healthy tree, similar to the hair follicle.
Right.
And then similarly, as we age, as we go through menopause, hormonal shifts, autoimmune diseases, our hair follicles thin and fall out. But this technology helps strengthen that hair follicle, bring it deeper into the skin, and supply it with the oxygen, the nutrition, everything it needs so that the soil of the hair is better.
It's better. Wow. This feels, you're right, because it's like a comb, so it combs through your hair, so you feel like the laser light is hitting to your scalp directly. And this one is similar, but the comb teeth are a little like softer, so it doesn't divide your hair as, sharply as this one does. But my favorite, I love Flip, only because like basically, so you have like 80 laser lights on one side and another 80 on the other side, and you put it on and then ta-da!
Yes, I know. Stylish. I literally wear it on my way to work every day. And sometimes I just look around and I'm like, do people know that I'm literally growing my hair as I'm driving?
I know. That's the best part. That's the best part. So there's been numerous clinical studies behind the device, right? Tell me about the studies.
Yeah, so HairMax has actually been a pioneer in the laser hair cap technology for hair restorations since I was a resident in medical school. So what I would say is it's got numerous published studies and they show 90% safety and efficacy. So that's the most important thing. And they've really done clinical studies throughout some of the most major clinical hospitals in the United States. It shows that 1 square inch of hair will have 129 new hair follicles after 6 months of using this device 3 times a week.
I'm the perfect example. Wow.
Yeah, really. And you'll notice you just get new baby hairs. So literally along my hair, because I still use the device, I'm constantly getting new hairs. And I attribute that to really using this technology.
Well, guys, thank you so much for coming on my show. And thank you for helping people become the better version of themselves.